Now on CoastTV News.
Bad weather and economic storms, a slow weekend for businesses on the coast, though a local restaurant did get one surprise guest.
Hazmat teams respond to a local senior center, what firefighters faced as two EMS vehicles caught fire.
Public speaks on a potential pallet village in Milford, the different opinions shared with City Council tonight.
The Brandywine Valley SPCA is celebrating a special adoption milestone. Its longest resident dog has a new home.
And the clouds are going to show up and paint the scene gray and a bit drizzly in your forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Big victory or last stand? Nikki Haley making a final push ahead of tomorrow's New Hampshire primary. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our news at 11. We begin tonight with a final push ahead of what could be a decisive primary for Republican voters. New tonight, we are less than an hour away from the first county in the New Hampshire primary casting their votes. 6 people in Dixville Notch will lead the way at midnight.
What a charming little example of, voters and primaries. The rest of the state, they'll weigh in starting tomorrow morning. Today, the 2 remaining candidates did their best to shore up votes in a bid for 22 primary delegates.
Julia Benbrook has been following the story, and she filed this report.
With Florida Governor Ron DeSantis out of the race,
but I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory.
UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is now the clear GOP alternative to her former boss, frontrunner Donald Trump.
It is now a 2-person race. We do have a country to save. But guess what? You get to start saving her tomorrow.
But the big question remains, can she close the gap on the former president?
Just go out and vote, because even if we're going to win by a lot, we got to win by more. The more we win by, the bigger a signal we send for November.
Political science professor Chris Galdieri tells me that New Hampshire provides one of the best opportunities for Haley to gain ground.
This is probably a state that's tailor-made for a candidate who's not Donald Trump. The Republicans here tend to care much more about fiscal conservatism and small government and low taxes than they do about culture war issues.
A recent CNN poll adjusted for the DeSantis exit shows Trump still holds a commanding lead in the Granite State.
If she can't close the deal here, I think it's tough for her to make a case that she can continue the campaign as it moves, back to South Carolina, back into Super Tuesday, when you'll have a bunch more conservative states that look a lot more like Iowa than New Hampshire voting.
In Manchester, New Hampshire, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Coast TV will be following the primary throughout our newscast tomorrow, beginning with that one small county. We'll have results in our 5 a.m. hour.
New tonight, the debate on a possible pallet village for the homeless was hot in Milford as City Council let the public speak their minds during a public hearing, and not everybody's seeing eye to eye here.
Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert shows us both sides of this debate.
A packed room tonight in Milford. Town council considering a pallet village to help the homeless. And that debate was passionate and at times divisive.
These are people who need shelter.
Please consider this somewhere besides downtown.
David A. Shockley at Jesus Love Temple thinks the village is the right move for Milford.
While it may not be a permanent solution, it is a solution. And I've been here for 45 years, just about, and every solution, every other idea has been shot down. Every other thing that we've done has been kicked to the curb. And I believe it's classism. And I believe there are some things that really underneath of it all.
But not everyone sees this issue the same way.
I have a heart, I feel for these people, but I don't think that this is going to do anything to solve affordable housing, and from what I see, it's not doing anything for their addiction.
The Springboard Collaborative is the organization running this proposed pallet village, and they have experience. They helped Georgetown develop a similar home for the homeless. Sarah Bloom with the city says it's been discussing this idea since a homeless encampment was removed in 2022.
So we've seen tent encampments pop up in various places since then. And Code Purple is certainly quite busy. Brandywine Counseling. Council did pass the ordinance about the panhandling at intersections. So in various conversations and discussion, it's happened.
Monday's meeting ran late into the night, and this heated debate over how to handle homelessness in Milford is far from over. Now, according to Bloom, if this does move on with City Council, there's going to be more public hearings to talk about this topic, but it's not quite sure when those public hearings could be quite yet. I'm Charles Reinhardt in Milford, CoastTV News.
New at 11, multiple hazmat units were called to the Milton Cheer Center tonight. You can see in these photos that a Sussex County EMS vehicle was on fire inside of the garage there. The Milton Fire Department says another vehicle that was also on fire was removed and that crews worked for about an hour before the fire was under control. Denrec and Millsboro Fire Department hazmat units assisted. The state fire marshal is investigating.
Taking a live look outside into Salisbury University. Not a lot to see there right now, but what I can tell you is that it's definitely freezing tonight. And our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at our weather. Good evening, Paul.
You know what? I'm just gonna. I have a new name for this season. I'm gonna call it side eye season, because everybody's giving me the side eye, like looking at me at the side of their face, going, "When you gonna change your weather?" Okay, fine. I'm waving my magic wand. I'm changing it this week. How's that? By the way, your donations can go to the... I'm kidding. Let's take a look right now. I cannot control the weather. I'm totally joking. 36 degrees right now in Ocean City, courtesy of our Gateway Subaru camera. We're going to go from 35 to 34 back to 35. So just as Mallory said, it's still chilly, still cold outside. It's just not as bad as it has been. We're like feeling like 31 in Lewis, 33 in Rehoboth, 28 in Milton. But we're going to start feeling a whole lot warmer, and it's going to start getting a whole lot wetter because showers are on the way. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Mallory.
Thank you, Paul. For more weather updates, make sure to pull out your phones and scan the QR code for our First Alert weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need. Heads up drivers who live in or commute through Millsboro. An emergency road closure took effect today. DelDOT says Hollyville Road between Harmons Hill Road and Hurdle Ditch Road is closed for the rest of the week. This is due to emergency crossroad pipe maintenance. Detours are in place.
The icy roads and the snowy landscape made it difficult for driving conditions this weekend. Lots of people on Delmarva just opting to forego shopping and dining in favor of blankets on the couch. The restaurant Egg in Rehoboth Beach says this past weekend business was half of what they normally get due to the weather. As the Rehoboth Beach Dewey Beach Chamber of Commerce says this time of year is not as busy as the summer season and harsh weather just does not help.
Traffic was non-existent. It was just too snowy, too slippery, and a little bit too scary to get out there. So I'm sure the businesses had an impact on them too with employees, and the employees are already at a critical level.
While the restaurant Egg was emptier than usual over the weekend, they did have one high-profile diner. President Joe Biden stopped by to grab a bite during his weekend here along the coast.
I'm Madeline Overturf. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. The Indian River Inlet is headed for a project. A jetty there is slated for repairs and stabilization in the spring. The Army Corps of Engineers says a $5.3 million project will fix a portion of the bulkhead and better secure a portion of the South Jetty. Police expect charges to be filed after a fight at a Snow Hill High School basketball game. Officers made the announcement Monday, saying they are still reviewing video evidence. And here's an amazing adoption story. Derry was one of the Brandywine Valley SPCA's longest residents. He was also one of the dogs rescued from a dogfighting ring in Seaford a year ago. He has now found his forever home. That's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Madeline Overturf.
Feedback is now being accepted on possible regulatory changes to fishing in Maryland. The Maryland Department of Natural Resources says species under consideration include bluefin tuna, billfish, swordfish, and shark, bluefish, oysters, snapper grouper complex, striped bass, and yellow perch. Changes could include size limit, catch limit, changes to the seasons, and more. Comments are accepted through February 6th.
New tonight, we now know the identities of two U.S. Navy SEALs who died off the coast of Somalia earlier this month. The Navy released their names today. They are 37-year-old Navy Special Warfare Operation First Class Christopher Chambers, who is from Maryland, and 27-year-old Navy Special Warfare Operator Second Class Nathan Ingram. The SEALs disappeared January 11th while attempting to board a ship to search for Iranian weapons. One fell into the water due to 8-foot swells. The second SEAL disappeared after diving in to help. Both are presumed dead after a 10-day search. Today, Maryland Governor Wes Moore responded to the statement focused on Special Operator First Class Christopher J. Chambers. It reads in part, quote, "He was a true patriot in every beautiful sense of the word. He put his life on the line for our safety and security, and we will never forget his ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty," unquote.
A Seaford police officer has been indicted and suspended after an off-duty altercation. Police say Kyle Linville had issues while parking his pickup truck and trailer in a Bridgeville driveway, inadvertently blocking both lanes of Oak Road. An approaching car was unable to get by, and a fight broke out between the two drivers. Prosecutors say the other driver stayed in their car, but Linville scratched their paint, shouted obscenities, and pulled his handgun on the driver. Well, we are thrilled to announce that Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page. For the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions, make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan the QR code on your screen to stay connected with us.
We have a lot more going your way this evening.
Still to come, playoff football. The Baltimore Ravens are a win away from a Super Bowl trip, and Delmarva is buzzing about it.
And we're about to take a swing at some spring showers for a few days in a row. I'll show you what I'm tracking coming up in a moment.
And next, the anniversary of Roe v. Wade, cemented as law 51 years ago, overturned a little over 1 year ago, and still looming large ahead of 2024. We'll be back in just 60 seconds.
Happy New Year from the dealership that puts you, the customer, first in everything we do. First State Chevrolet in Georgetown.
Save up to $5,000 on this 2024 Chevy Silverado.
Interest rates as low as 1.9% and $2,250 off these 2024 Chevy Equinox.
Sales, service, parts, body shop, and towing, all at one convenient location in Georgetown, 1 mile north of the DMV.
We are First State Chevy in Georgetown, where we put you, the customer, first.
Find new roads.
Transitioning your loved one home after a hospital or rehab stay can be overwhelming. Insurance will only pay for a limited time in a rehab facility. You might need transportation to appointments, coordination of medical equipment, and help keeping your loved one on track with home exercises. In-home care is the answer to coordinating everything. For healing faster in the home, Homewell Care Services offers compassionate, quality, in-home, short, or long-term care when you need it most.
To learn more about Homewell Care Services, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Today marked a milestone in Supreme Court decisions. 51 years since the Roe v. Wade decision, which granted Americans the federal constitutional right to an abortion. But in 2022, the court overturned the law, ruling that abortion rights should be determined by states. Now, in this presidential election year, Emily Schmidt reports how abortion is part of the rallying of voters.
This year's March for Life event ended at the U.S. Capitol instead of the Supreme Court. One of the organizers said to show the post-Roe battle lives with lawmakers.
I am myself a product of an unplanned pregnancy. In January of 1972, exactly 1 year before Roe v. Wade, my parents, who were just teenagers at the time, chose life.
Folks, this is what it looks like when the right to privacy is under attack.
President Joe Biden spoke at the White House on the Roe anniversary as his vice president rallied voters in Wisconsin.
You see, what the United States Supreme Court took, Congress can put back in place.
And as Biden's campaign rolled out its first abortion-focused ad of the year, featuring an OB/GYN mother who traveled from Texas after learning her fetus had a fatal condition.
In Texas, you are forced to carry that pregnancy, and that is because of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
This election year, Donald Trump, who appointed 3 conservative Supreme Court justices while president, is running for the Republican nomination against former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Their next face-off is in New Hampshire, where likely Republican voters listed abortion low on their list of key issues, according to a poll conducted by the University of New Hampshire. A November national poll found Americans aligned more with Democrats than Republicans on abortion. The question, will that alignment translate to votes? I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Back here at home, it's not hard to see that Ocean City bleeds purple during the NFL season. With the AFC Championship game happening, Ocean City locals are hopeful for the Ravens' chances. Al and Chris Kirby think this is one of those games that could come down to the wire.
I think it's going to be a back and forth game. The Ravens, they got an all-around good team, offense, defense, special teams. And I think that's what's going to put us over the edge. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to say 30-24.
The Baltimore Ravens will be facing the Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday at 3 p.m.
And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what are the Ravens' chances against the Chiefs? Let's take a look at the results.
Looking at the screen here, it looks like 50% think highly likely, 43% though that answer is in second place at no chance at all. Not a lot of votes for somewhat or unlikely, but this has been changing, right?
This has changed a lot. Actually, the first poll we ran today, no chance was at like 80%. Now it's looking like a lot more of those Raven voters have showed up. So if you haven't voted yet, you still can at coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app.
Well, I'm going to be raving about the forecast, okay? We're looking at, right now, Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City. We're holding at 36 degrees right now, dew point of 25. I would rave because it's going to feel a lot warmer than what it has been, although we are still in the mid-30s now for the rest of the night, and we're going to have mainly clear skies. By 3 o'clock, we'll start seeing a few clouds sneak in here, and that's a preview as to what's headed in our direction. Live radar, we are looking very clear at this point. We're not concerned about rain, precipitation whatsoever, or any cloud cover, staying really clear courtesy of the high pressure system that's to our south, but still in control of our weather. And because this wide berth is going to bring in that surge of air coming out of the southwest, which is going to be a nice, warm, comfortable breeze instead of a cold, cutting one that makes you shiver a little bit more. Temperatures right now, we're at 33 in Rehoboth, 28 in Milton, 26 in Redden, 28 in Seaford, as well as Georgetown. And we're actually warmer now than we were 24 hours ago, which lets you know just how cold we were. We were just, it just seemed like the cold was just malicious in how it treated us for the previous few days. So this is a much kinder and gentler cold feel in the air, okay? Feels like 31 degrees in Millsboro, but it's gentler this time around. Same holds true for us actually in Delmar, dropped from 31 to 30 just while we were on there live. Winds are coming out of the southwest. That helps with that gentler feel. And with the winds coming out of the south for Wednesday, we're going to set up for it to surge with the temperatures, because any kind of thermodynamic or heat energy that we can gain access to, that's going to play well in our favor, whether it's cloudy or not. You see, over the next 5 days, you got to realize we're clear for today, Tuesday, okay? Gray all day on Wednesday, Thursday, steady showers, and Friday, isolated rain is what we're expecting. So as we go into Wednesday, you'll notice we're going to climb into the mid-50s, but look at that rain overtaking us as a whole. And for Thursday, as far as the amount of rain, we're looking for maybe a half inch down towards Salisbury and Berlin and a quarter of an inch north of that. Finally, here's that nice thick slice of rain that's going to slide through by Thursday evening at 9 o'clock. Then early Friday morning, we'll wake up to more rain, and then we'll see a brief clearing for Friday afternoon. But it's still, the precipitation is on the way. Tonight, starry night, still pretty chill for tonight, 27 degrees, although it's not the teens, it's 20s. Tomorrow, increasing cloud cover, 45 degrees, and just gray all day for tomorrow. It's going to be gray all day Wednesday, but Wednesday is going to add a little drizzle to it, and then some late rain will develop for us on Wednesday night. Here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast. That rain's looking like a sure bet on Thursday, and another round next Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. Still to come, border ruling. The Supreme Court taking sides in the dust-up between the Biden administration and Texas.
And next, bike lanes or parking spots, the continued back and forth along a stretch of street in Milford.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, see how Shepherd's Office is feeding and clothing Georgetown's needy every day. Plus, a free talk about clearing houses and downsizing. And Fenwick Inn's exciting renovations. Coast Life tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
One day only. Johnny Janosic delivers unbeatable deals. We've marked down thousands of items for our huge one-day sale. Wednesday only, starting at 10 a.m., get an extra 20% off our everyday low prices. Plus, save up to 70% on clearance items. Shop living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, recliners, outdoor furniture, mattresses, and more. Doors open Wednesday at 10 a.m., but it's one day only and only at Johnny Janosic.
Start something new during the Customer Appreciation Month at McGee Motors.
Start a new adventure in a Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland with rebates plus McGee Customer Appreciation Cash up to $8,000 off. Start the all-new Dodge 20 RT for just $229 a month. Load up a Jeep Gladiator with rebates plus McGee Owner Appreciation Cash up to $12,000 off.
Start our new Chrysler Pacifica and get $10,000 in Customer Appreciation Cash on us.
We appreciate you more.
At McGee Motors in Georgetown.
A family tradition since 1948.
Oh, you can do that for me?
Stop hogging the new bathroom.
I'm on the phone.
Who are you on the phone with?
Alex from Peninsula Bath.
What are you wearing, Alex from Peninsula Bath?
Khakis. And with that second bathroom, we'll give you an additional 10% off.
Mercy, that's a great deal, Alex from Peninsula Bath.
Call now to lock in your 10% discount off your second bath remodel.
Thank you, Peninsula Bath.
Watch the Salisbury Stakes, Maryland's new minor league soccer team, exclusively on the Delmarva Sports Network. From every shot to every goal, the Salisbury Stakes on DSN. Local teams, big dreams.
Making room for either biking or parking? That is the question as Milford continues to pursue adding bicycle lanes to Marshall Street. This comes from the city's bicycle master plan that began back in 2008. If finalized, the lanes would go from Southeast 2nd Street to Watergate Boulevard South. The city says it'll connect downtown and neighborhoods better, but neighbors say it may be more trouble than it's worth.
Most of the driveways here are single car driveways. We don't have many that accommodate 2 cars. So I know a lot of people that park on the road, including myself.
A public workshop will be held Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Dune not disturb. That's the message from DENREC, saying that the dunes seen on the screen here are the first line of defense against beach erosion and storms. DENREC says be sure to stay off of them, both when driving and walking, as that can hurt the dunes and the dune grass and potentially create gaps for flooding.
The Supreme Court will allow Border Patrol agents to remove razor wire that was installed by Texas along the southern border. In a 5-4 vote, the closely divided High Court granted an emergency request filled by the Biden administration, who argued that the wire prevents agents from reaching migrants who have already crossed over. Texas Governor Greg Abbott ordered the wire to be installed near the Rio Grande at Eagle Pass as part of an operation to prevent illegal immigration. Coming up in sports, James M. Bennett boys basketball aiming for their 5th consecutive victory, but Arcadia standing in their way. We've got the highlights.
And next, volunteer training, how you can get certified to be part of the Community Emergency Response Team in Ocean City.
Let the steam rise like the majestic Mount Fuji, unveiling a new ramen restaurant in Salisbury. The Fuji Ramen House is an adventure with each tantalizing bite. Enjoy your experience in a cozy Japanese-themed setting and indulge in mouth-watering appetizers, rice bowls, curry, and of course, our ramen. Handcrafted noodles simmering in a delicious broth with your choice of toppings. Elevate your taste to new heights and savor the umami flavors of authentic ramen at Fuji Ramen House, located behind East Moon.
At Spicer Brothers, we're not just about installing roofs. We're about protection, durability, and peace of mind. Our team of skilled professionals can install your last roof using the highest quality materials in as little as 1 day. And we make it easy with on-site design and digital proposal.
And right now, save $1,000 off your new roof. Plus, have peace of mind with our Platinum Plus lifetime warranty. And the best part, enjoy no interest and no payments for 18 months.
Call today and schedule your free in-home consultation because you deserve the best.
Embrace a new journey and kickstart your New Year's resolution in a brand new Subaru from Gateway Subaru. Discover the 2024 Subaru Outback, which represents Subaru's commitment to safety, innovation, and adventure. Right now, lease a new 2024 Subaru Outback for only $299 a month, or take advantage of financing rates as low as 1.9%. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope, with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
The Start Something New Sales event.
Right here at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Millsboro.
Scan this QR code to receive your exclusive offer.
Lease a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 4xE for $497 a month for 36 months with just $39.95 down. The Jeep Wrangler 4xE is the best-selling plug-in hybrid in America. With every new purchase, you'll get our Preston for Life lifetime engine guarantee. Order online at millsborocdjr.com.
The Start Something New Sales event.
Right here at Preston Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Cars cost less with Preston.
Are you somebody that wants to make a difference? Well, this next story might be for you. The Ocean City Department of Emergency Management is providing Community Emergency Response Team basic training. It's an 8-week course that ends with a disaster simulation scenario, sort of a realistic environment. The training is typically one night a week for those 8 weeks. That begins on March 21st. The target audience is those of you who would want to learn the skill and know how to respond to a disaster. You must be at least 16 to take part. You can sign up on the Ocean City website, but we have a link to that on our website, coasttvnews.com.
No matter the age, when cancer strikes, early detection is critical as it improves chances of survival. Mandy Gaither has a look at new artificial intelligence technology being tested that may help with a quick and accurate diagnosis.
When it comes to cancer detection, pathologists typically review slides under a microscope to help determine a diagnosis.
At our institute, we've launched a digital pathology program, which allows us to convert that class slide into millions of pixels, which can be reviewed remotely by a second pathologist.
Dr. Anil Parwani with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says they're now testing new technology involving artificial intelligence using algorithms to detect and grade cancer.
When we are detecting cancer using glass slides under the microscope, we are limited to how many people can see it, how many people I can consult with. But once it's in a digital format, not only can an expert review it, but we can then apply artificial intelligence algorithms to detect cancer.
Parwani says the algorithms can be trained to detect specific types of the disease like prostate or breast cancer and not only catch the cancer, but also determine how much cancer is present in the biopsy and potentially may provide information to help with the prognosis of the disease.
So we are in a very exciting time in diagnostic pathology because we have all these new tools available to us, which can help oncologists, which can help cancer patients like never before.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The doctor says this new technology will continue to be tested in clinical trials, and it may take up to 3 years to fully implement it at the Ohio State University. He says it will not replace doctors.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening. James M. Bennett boys basketball aiming for their 5th consecutive victory and taking on an Arcadia squad that's won 5 of their last 6 games. Let's get to the highlights. Less than 2 minutes in, it's the Clippers defense leading to some offense as Jace Hudson pokes it away for the steal, and he's got nobody ahead of him on the fast break, and he throws it down for 2, a familiar sight for you Bayside followers. A couple minutes later, it's Bennett forcing the pressure. Zakai Smullin steal leads to a fast break. Nice pass, but Arcadia's Jordan Cropper comes flying in for the rejection on the glass. Both defenses on display early. Still in the first, Clippers holding an 8-point lead. Wes Moss over to Smullin in the corner. He drives, tiptoeing down the baseline, the up and under, and it's good. So slick to push the lead to double digits. Looked like Bennett was going to run away with this one. Up 15, but the Firebirds would chip away as Cropper levitates and yams home the electrifying 2-hand slam. That's how you jumpstart a rally. Fast forward to the final minutes of the third. Clippers up 5, but some trouble as Cameron Harmon with the clock winding down, got to get a shot off, and the runner at the buzzer. And it drops. Arcadia fired up, down 3, heading to the 4th. 3 minutes in, Bennett back up to 7 as Hudson swats away a Firebird layup. Clippers now pushing the pace. Anthony Dickerson finds Darian Collins under the basket, and he nails the tough layup. Quick start in the 4th for JMB. Less than 40 ticks left. Bennett up 7. Smullen with possession and decides that he's going to put this one to bed. Gets the contested layup to spin home, plus the foul. What a way to put the Firebirds on ice. JMB picks up its 5th win in a row, taking it 74-65. That'll do for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
That last finish there was tough. Time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what are the Ravens' chances against the Chiefs? Now, when we looked at this just a little bit earlier, it was saying highly likely Ravens get the win, 50%. That's your leader. No chances at 43%. So it looks like nobody thinks this one's going to be somewhere in the middle. Well, if you haven't voted yet, you still can on coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app.
Flocking for fun, the nature you can immerse yourself in later this week when tours return for one annual event. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 11.
Regardless of the team you support on Sundays, the joy of victory is right around the corner. So is getting an affordable, reliable new Toyota. And with plenty of vehicles in stock, there's less waiting and more saving, making now a good time to score with a great deal. Like special financing as low as 3.99% on reliable Legends, RAV4, and Highlander. It's game on at Toyota, official partner of the NFL. Toyota, let's go places.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today, and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin. Start something new at IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin, and discover savings of up to $13,000 off Grand Cherokee 4XE, or take advantage of discounts up to $15,000 off on Ram trucks. Also, we have lease options available with payments starting as low as $229 per month. Stop by any IG Burton Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Melford, Smyrna, Newark, or Berlin. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
A wet crawl space is a lurking hazard, inviting mold, rot, and structural worries. The answer is Brazier's Crawl Space Encapsulation. Our specialist tailors the solution to your exact crawl space. Our expert team cleans and upgrades your crawl space into a pristine, protected environment, and we only use April Air dehumidifiers. Reliable and robust, complete with a 5-year warranty. Take the first step to a drier, safer home. Call Brazier's or visit our website. Your peace of mind is just one call away.
Bird lovers are flocking to the beaches this weekend for various tours to see the wildlife in winter. Delmarva Birding Weekends is partnering with the Dogfish Inn for the 9th annual Winter Delmarva Dogfish Bird Inn Weekend. The event runs Thursday through Sunday. There's walking and hiking tours in places like Cape and Lopin State Park, Prime Hook, Gordon's Pond, as well as a boat tour to see scoters and seals in Lewis on Friday.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Also, a lot of fun is winning some umbrellas. Well, guess what? Our winner for tonight is Rose Mumford of Townsend, Delaware. Congratulations. Courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. As far as what we're looking at right now, courtesy of our Tidal Health camera in Seaford, we're looking at 28 degrees right now. We anticipate temperatures staying below freezing for the rest of the evening with mainly clear skies. We're staying clear with precipitation as well as cloud cover across the Delmarva Peninsula, courtesy of the high pressure system located to our south that will continue to stay a main influencer in our weather. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. Now, we are expecting that rain to come into fruition by Thursday and another round by Sunday.
I don't mind it when I see those 60s. Thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.